is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News. Okay, I ran a little test and I wanted to see how things were running. Basically, it turned out how I expected, which was not a surprise. Basically, the county came out, Sarasota County, and said, hey, we need 3 people. There's 3 openings for a planning commission. And I said, look, I'm going to put my name in and it'll go nowhere. Even though I'm more than qualified, everyone knows I follow all the politics around here. I feel I'm more than qualified for that, okay? But I won't get it. I said because the Scoop, the influence that I have, a lot of people will view that as, we don't know if we want them on there. The other issue is the hard charging articles I've put out, which have implicated all of them essentially negatively with the ones I've shared with John Susi or my own stuff, okay? So I knew it, but I wanted to see. Because if you got the qualifications, it should be debated, it should be discussed, and see how it was handled. And I wanted to illustrate that out to the public. Now, just so you know, the Planning Commission, okay, there was two openings where they were basically getting renominated. Basically, once you're in there for life unless you want to leave or really screw up. So 2 of these individuals were renominated, and then that leaves just 1 opening of someone that actually vacated. They came up and they're supposed to discuss it. They're like, yeah, we got 3 applicants. And Al Mail's like, well, I want to nominate Teresa Mast, political crony. Everybody knows that. And then Marino or Moran, whatever his name is, said he wanted to nominate someone. But that's essentially all that took place. There was no discussion. There was no, hey, here's Teresa, here's Frank, here's the 3rd person. Let's look at all their qualifications and what makes Teresa better than Frank, blah, 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 in a transparent forum, because that is a public forum, and show us what's going into this decision-making process. Would Teresa be better than me? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know too much about her, just that she ran and I heard some stuff about her. But you don't know that because it wasn't dealt with in a public forum. They basically said, hey, I'm El Mayo, I want this person. Okay, yeah, let's go with who El Mayo says. And that's not how our society should be ran. And I'm saying this, I'm hitting this hard because the power of these planning commissions. These people are not elected officials that are making a lot of decisions that impact all of us directly. Here's a prime example. The comprehensive plan, they are involved in that. Here in the city of Venice, we're in the middle of doing our comprehensive plan. And a lot of people are not happy with it. And the city council saying, oh, we can't, the planning commission came up with it. They are the experts. They did their job. We got to go with what they want. And they use it as a political crutch. So you got these non-elected individuals that are hand-selected by politicians, these cronies, that are making the decisions that impact all of us. And I say that because you get some. I know there's a restaurant owner locally. He was nominated for a board of which I can't see what qualification he has for it besides the fact that cronyism is in play. Okay? And I think people need to become more aware of this. They have another board here locally in Venice where a guy was nominated. He doesn't live within the city of Venice. And they said, well, Hollick's logic was, well, he drives through and he does some business here. So they said, oh, he's qualified. But bottom line is we need to expect and we need to demand more from our politicians. When they get these nominations, they should say, hey, these are the individuals, Teresa, Frankie, Susie. These are the qualifications of each. This is why I like her. This is why I like her. It shouldn't be, oh, I like Teresa Massey. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, everybody fine. Forget the rest. Why? What qualifications does Teresa bring to the table? And I'm sure many of you would agree, especially when these positions hold so much power and say in our lives. Okay? It's imperative. And I don't think a lot of people realize how this system functions, how this system works. And it shouldn't be working that way. Okay? So it was interesting. I knew what the results were going to be, like I said, because that whole Scoop thing, how many people follow me, the influence and all that, and some of my stuff that I put out. But I knew they were the decision makers. And I know they're unelected. And I'm trying to drive that point home with many. And I think it's fallen on deaf ears. But, right now, so many people are upset. I know here in Venice with comp plan, I think they're starting to realize, wow, these planning commissions, these environmental commissions have a lot of say and impact on our lives. more than they should, especially when they're not elected. And I don't know that planning commission. I got to look at the makeup. I think someone said they're mostly pro-developers. That's another issue. Everyone knows my stance. So I knew a lot of stuff. I wasn't going to get it. But you expect them, and I wanted to see the process. You expect them to be transparent, to put all the information out, to let everyone know who's involved, to let them know their qualifications and why we made this decision. Transparency that is lacking at the county and the city level. What say you? This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.